Hey, good afternoon. It is Brian and it's Simply Italian in the kitchen. And today I'm going to be making a dish that's only going to take about 5 minutes to make. It's going to be high in protein. It's going to be low in carbohydrates. And if you rinse everything, it's actually going to be a good sodium content for people like me that have high blood pressure and need to look at their salt intake. You know, for a little bit of history, the name Brian Evelich doesn't sound Italian. 4 years ago, I did ancestry testing because I'm adopted and found out that I'm 50% Italian, 34% Sicilian, 16% Northern Italian. So I've started exploring Italian cuisine just because it interests me and I love eating it. And so now with my medical condition in the last year or so, I've needed to work on eating healthier. And so today we're going to be making a salad that is called 3-bean salad. There's a couple modifications that I've made because I don't like certain ingredients. And so here's what we're going to start with. We've got cannelli beans, and most of us are going to buy them canned. Be sure you rinse them if you're taking them out of a can because they use a lot of salt in the packaging. So we're going to put the cannelli beans in our bowl. We've got garbanzo beans or chickpeas, and we're going to add those in as well. And I like color, and green beans are boring to me, so I like using wax beans. Wax beans add a bit of a yellow, springy feel, so it's going to have a brighter profile to it. Now, normally you would use a 3-bean salad as an accompaniment to a protein you could take off the grill or out of the oven. In this case today, we're going to have a very light dinner tonight, so I've pre-boiled and chilled 8 shrimp. Shrimp are a great source of protein with a very low calorie count. So out of these 8 large shrimp, I'm going to get enough protein added in here for 2. I'm just going to cut them in half, slightly off-centered so that the fatter piece is thinner than the smaller piece, and that will give us a balanced bite. I don't know about you. I look at portions and I start thinking, wait a minute, why did that person get more than me? So by doing the shrimp on a diagonal, we actually get them with a little bit more equivalency. Now we're going to take some fresh basil, and if this was a French class, we would be chiffonading them, but it's Italian, and so I'm just going to do a simple fine chop. Going to make sure to keep the stems out, cross cut them. We're going to put the basil in. Basil adds for me a little bit of a sweetness. And now we're going to do some yellow tomatoes and some red tomatoes. And I've already pre-sliced most of them, so I'm going to put the yellows in. I'm going to put the reds in. Those are halved. And we're just going to halve up the rest of these. Being a knife maker, I better have sharp knives. That's all I can say. All right, we'll throw the rest of that in. Now, oops. We're going to take this here. We're going to do a little Italian parsley, not too much, and it's really just for adding green. And now I'm going to put a little white vinegar in. A little salt, a pepper, some extra virgin olive oil. And when you want to make something light and refreshing, add a little bit of lemon juice. These are seedless lemons, which I really like because I don't have to worry about getting a lemon pit in the middle of my meal. And I think it's kind of traditional. You want to mix it with your hands. And yes, I washed them. Make sure you keep your hands clean in the kitchen. This is our 3-bean salad with a light lemon olive oil dressing and shrimp added. I believe the Italian word for shrimp is gamberetti. I don't know if shrimp come in male and female, gamberetto, gamberetta, but gamberetti. Now, I've got water, and I've had these berries and apples sitting, sort of steeping in the water for a while. And I'm just going to pour. That's not working real well. We're going to put that in there. We're going to put it in a pourable container. And then we're going to stick it in this water container. Doesn't matter if we get some fruit in there. Matter of fact, I'm going to put fruit in it afterwards. But how many of you know that you can make sparkling waters at your home with a SodaStream system? And so I'm just going to stick it in the SodaStream. I'm going to hit it with a blast of CO2 and another blast. And I'm going to have a nice, refreshing, fruity beverage that's carbonated to go along with my salad. A nice light meal for a nice quick day. I'll bet you we're only at about 5 or 6 minutes total for it. Super high protein count, super low carbohydrate count, and very little fat, very little salt. It's heart healthy, and the whole meal, even with the shrimp, was only about $11 to make, and this will feed Paula and I tonight, as well as leaving some leftovers for her to have for lunch tomorrow. Till my next It's Simply Italian, God's richest blessings on your day.